Hi everyone, we are Group 8. This is our final ASIC design project, Robot Cab. Let's see our project overview first. Our project focuses on Robot Cab, a cutting-edge startup based here in Ottawa, developing fully automated robotic taxis guided by Google Maps navigation technology. Automated vehicles are represent the future of urban transportation, promising increased safety, convenience, and efficiency. However, this technology also raises significant ethical challenges, including user privacy, data security, algorithmic fairness, and ethical decision-making in emergencies. Throughout our analysis, we identify several important ethical issues such as unclear responsibility and accountability, concerns about data collection, and informed consent relating to passenger privacy, and extra. After careful consideration, we choose unclear responsibility and accountability as our core ethic issue. To effectively address it, we apply three ethical design tools: value map, social failure mode analysis, and metaphor hacking. Ultimately, based on the insights from these tools, we developed a prototype specifically designed to clarify and reinforce accountability within Robot Cab's autonomous navigation system.
In this project, we explore a critical ethical issue, the unclear responsibility and accountability arising from Robot Cab's use of Google Maps as a navigation system for its robotic taxis. A little story can help you find out. Adam, a worker in Ottawa, recently got a well-paying job far from his home. One morning, he oversleeps and in a hurry to reach work on time, books a robot cab. The vehicle, guided by Google Maps, selects what appears to be the farthest route. However, the road is unusually busy that day, and a robotic taxi crashed, resulting Adam had a broken leg. Adam seeks compensation from robot cabs. The company, however, argues that the fault lies with Google Maps for selecting the route. Google, in response, claims its role is limited to offering navigation recommendations and that it has no control over the vehicle's actions. As both parties deny their responsibility, Adam remains uncompensated. The story clearly shows why this core ethical issue is so important. It directly impacts people's safety and fairness in the legal system. When a robotic taxis use Google Maps to navigate, errors in the system combined with real-world conditions can seriously harm passengers. It also becomes hard to determine who should be responsible. This situation is two major harms. First, safety risks increase because too much reliance on automation reduces human checks, making errors more dangerous. Second, there is a legal dilemma. If both companies deny responsibility, people like Adam may not get compensation, as unclear accountability makes it hard to assign blame and ensure justice.
First, we started with the value map. The value map is a tool that provides a clear framework for identifying and analyzing potential value tensions among stakeholders. By mapping out stakeholder interests, the tool supports a structured understanding of ethical conflicts and helps identify which issues are most important to address. It also helps come up with solutions that consider different points of view and leads to a more thoughtful and fair design. To build a value map, we first identify those who are impacted. So we began by brainstorming and listed 25 direct and indirect stakeholders. This step is important for understanding how various groups may be affected by the system. Here are some examples of stakeholders identified in this scenario. As shown on the left, parties like Google, robot cab, passengers, etc. are considered direct stakeholders. And on the right-hand side, parties like pedestrians, local residents, and other ride-share providers such as Uber and Lyft are indirect stakeholders, as they are not directly part of the system but may still be influenced by its presence. After that, we selected 5 key stakeholders: passengers, robot cab, Google, government, and local residents, because they represent the core parties involved in the system. Each of them holds distinct or overlapping values. After identifying their values, we examine how these differences lead to tensions among them. First of all, passengers want to be dropped off at convenient, precise locations, especially those with mobility needs. Traditional drivers can adjust drop-off point, but autonomous cars using just Google Maps often cannot. The system may make a stop across the street or further away, prioritizing routing efficiency. This creates a tension between user accessibility and Google's focus on efficiency. Second, building autonomous vehicle requires a lot of testing in real-world environment before they can be put into commercial use. The testing can also be in residential areas. This can raise privacy issues such as capturing faces in route footage and cause noise or safety concerns. Residents may feel disturbed by frequent test runs as well. This creates a tension between innovation and the well-being of the local community. Third, both RobotCab and Google collect trip data to improve their system. However, passengers may not fully understand or consent to how this data is used or shared. If data is stored across companies, users may lose control over managing it. This raises concern about privacy, transparency, and informed consent. Fourth, governments seek clear accountability to protect public safety and build trust. RoboCap and Google may avoid assigning responsibility by using complex legal terms, protecting themselves from liability. This reduces transparency and conflict with regulatory goals. Last but not the least, Google's navigation system focuses on efficiency, such as shortest time or distance. However, RoboCab passengers care more about comfort and safety. For example, Google might choose a faster but darker route at night, which passengers could feel unsafe and blame RoboCab, even though they do not control the routing. This creates a tension between RoboCab's service quality and Google's routing optimization.
Next, let's see social failure mode analysis. So why we choose this tool? The reason is because our ethic issue, unclear responsibility and accountability, is deeply tied to societal expectations, not merely technical design. Miller highlights clear accountability as essential for maintaining public trust in autonomous systems. This tool allowed us to pinpoint exactly how RoboCab current design might fulfill society's expectations during real-life accountability scenarios. Building on the previously introduced scenario, a RoboCab guided by Google Maps crashes at a busy Ottawa intersection. We immediately recognize confusion about accountability. Passengers and bystanders may face uncertainty about RoboCab as the vehicle provider or the Google Maps as the navigation service. Who is responsible? To clarify this, we identify two critical social norms. First is clear accountability for public safety. Canadians strongly believe responsibility must be clearly defined after traffic incidents. Miller emphasized that accountability isn't just legally required, it's crucial for sustaining public confidence. Without clear accountability, trust in autonomous vehicles collapses quickly. And the second norm is transparency and trust in technology. Users expect transparency regarding how technological systems make decisions, especially during safety-critical incidents. If transparency is missing, users become uncertainty and suspicious about decision-making, severely undermining their trust, particularly in crisis situations. Analyzing RoboCab's current design, we found significant ambiguity. Heavy reliance on Google Maps makes it unclear who holds responsibility in accidents. This ambiguity creates legal confusion and complicates compensation process. Ultimately, passengers and bystanders lose confidence, negatively affecting the acceptance of self-driving transportation. Our analysis led to two important insights. First, unclear accountability deeply undermines public trust in autonomous vehicles. Second, RoboCab's current system lacks effective real-time communication of accountability. These insights sparked our crucial aha moment. We urgently need a prototype-like responsibility transparency interface that explicitly define accountability through user interface and service agreements, which can address societal expectations, remove ambiguity, and strengthens public trust.
Lastly, we applied the metaphor hacking tool to analyze our core ethical issue. During our analysis, we had an aha moment. Unclear responsibility and accountability are not simply technical issues. This stems from how passengers, local government, and other stakeholders perceive who controls navigation decisions. As Shalagi et al. Suggests, these perceptions of control rather than control itself often shape how responsibility is assigned in automated driving systems. In RoboCab's automated taxi system, Google Maps serves as a core module for route planning and plays a central role in managing vehicle dispatch across the city. We found that different stakeholders often describe it in conflicting ways, sometimes as the brain of the vehicle, sometimes as a navigation assistant. Although these metaphors seem harmless, they directly shape who is seen as the decision maker and who should be blamed when something goes wrong. Using metaphor hacking tool, we focused on two main metaphors. The brain implies that Google holds central authority. Every route hinges on Google's turn-by-turn instructions. So, if a collision or navigation error occurs, the surrounding community, passengers, and local regulators may naturally blame Google for making the wrong decision. Consequently, Google Maps appears to control safety outcomes and legal responsibilities. The assistant framing, on the other hand, presents Google Maps as merely offering guidance, while RoboCab holds the final decision-making power. In this view, RoboCab is seen as the real driver behind the wheel. Here, Google only provides route options, but the RoboCab vehicle must confirm or reject them. As a result, public perception could shift most of the blame onto RoboCab if accidents occur under this metaphor. These two views create switchable responsibility by allowing both companies to shift blame when needed, which is the core ethical concern of our project. The preceding analysis revealed how accountability can be blurred or even avoided in autonomous navigation systems. In response, we proposed a prototype. Our prototype is a collaborative accountability navigation architecture that makes routine decisions transparent and shared among Google Maps, RobotCab, and passengers. Rather than relying on a single opaque system, it tracks and shows how each party contributes to the navigation progress. It includes 3 key components. The first one is decision weight tracker. It records the percentage of contribution from each party and produces a traceable summary of each decision. This supports early-stage responsibility tracker as emphasized by Miller et al. The second one is dynamic accountability protocol. It generates a flexible responsibility agreement based on influence levels. The more influence a party has, the more accountability it takes in case of errors. The last one is a collaborative decision timeline, a visual interface showing who made which decisions and when, helping passengers better understand and trust the collaborative decision-making progress. This prototype directly addresses the core ethical issue we previously outlined. In the event of an incident, the system provides a clear record of who influenced what, reducing the chance of blame shifting or denial. The collaborative decision timeline further helps passengers understand how routine decisions were made. Instead of relying on metaphors like the brain or the assistant, the system presents responsibility as a measurable shared outcome. It transforms ethical ambiguity into a structured system-level solution.
The prototype represents a navigation system that is more accountable and visible, but it also introduced new challenges. One key limitation is figuring out how to fairly and correctly give a decision weight in real-time situations, as it includes considering various things like passengers' choice, algorithm result, and traffic rules. For example, sudden danger or unexpected movement by pedestrians need fast decisions, and it leaves little time for human input or careful algorithm decisions. This makes it hard to know who is responsible if something goes wrong in this situation. Furthermore, passengers may find it hard to understand or use this feature, especially when they are in a hurry or not familiar with this tool. As Fredman mentioned, ethical design features often require iterative refinement based on real-world user interactions to ensure usability and clarity. Therefore, further testing is needed to evaluate how passengers respond to this interface and see whether the design improves fairness. These questions must be addressed before implementing in real life. This is our reference, and thank you for listening.